I want to show you this tomorrow. I am which is quality and how they are like this.
This should be addressed. They have the right to have homes and education. Community immersion may be a tool to address this, providing their needs. Educating them will help to lift their life from this. And if you are listening to this tape, you are the reason why. Magandang buhay! It's me, your Elona! So today's episode, we will going to tackle implement the project and project monitoring. I know all of you are already familiar with that term, so without further ado, let's get started. So first, implement the project. Here, people taking the lead role. People shall be fully harnessed in meeting their objectives. So in this juncture, eyes on screen because I will gonna show you the 6 steps in implementing the project.
Number 1. Find out what is needed in your community. In identifying the need of your community, you may trace the dimensions of development: safety and security, education, recreation, values formation and moral recovery, industry and entrepreneurship, care for health, and lastly, environment. Number 2. See what you have the ability to do. After you take note the needs of your community using the dimensions of development, choose among them what are things you are able to do. Here's the number 3. Choose a project. Make sure that the project you are going to implement will fully benefit the community. It should be the answer of people's needs. Number 4. Develop a plan. Under this are the following: budget, timeline, and publicity. Number 5. Recruit your volunteers. Volunteers must willing to learn. Volunteers must have leadership skills, willingness, and cooperation. For each person, make sure that you have their contact information, email and phone number, as well as what areas they are best able to help in making food, publicity, and etc. And lastly, number 6, do the project. Execute what is planned. The first step is to make sure that as much as possible is done and set up the day before the event. Don't stress yourself out more than you need to on the day off. It's also good to send out lots of reminders the day before to volunteers, participants, media, and anyone else who is important.
So now, let's move on to the project monitoring. This is done so that people can periodically check and act timely in order to check on whatever problems they may encounter during the project implementation and management. In addition, project monitoring is intended to improve on the project's implementation to make it more systematic and meaningful. So, for you to monitor a project appropriately, I will give you 5 questions for you to have a project monitoring successful.
Are tasks being carried out as planned? Are there any unforeseen consequences that arise as a result of these tasks? How is your team performing at a given period of time? What are the elements of the project that needs changes? Will these actions lead you to your expected results?
Indeed, project monitoring can help you foresee potential risks and obstacles that, if left unaddressed, could derail the project. Gets? Oops, do you think it's over? Not yet. Stay tuned for the next episode.